Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple flow prayer meeting flyer by the First Love Center. So stay tuned. So the first thing we are going to do is to open our Adobe Photoshop, and we are going to use the proportions of width of 10, and then we are going to use our height is 10 as well. So resolution will be 300, and then we leave the rest. So now that we opened it, we only leave it at white. Now the next thing that we want to do is that we'll open this. We are going to press on open, not new, sorry. We're going to press on open. And then we are going to drag in our flyer. Like I told you, if you want to make flyers and you think you like them, just make sure that you grab them up. Just make sure you grab them and so you can see how it's being done. So I'm just going to drag this in here. And then I'm going to scale it there. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to enter, wait, no, this is the mistake I made when I was making this. So we are just going to leave it there like that. And then what we are going to do is that we are going to use our lasso tool, but we want to use the polygonal lasso tool over here. So the polygonal lasso tool is what we are going to be using. So once we select that, we are going to select out of the we are going to select outside of the document so that we can draw the line over here. Then we cross over and then so next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to take the color. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a new layer, then we are going to drop the color in it. So once we get that, we're going to press Ctrl D to deselect. Then we have our shape. So if you realize that if we turn it off, we have the shape of this whatever. I don't know what it is. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we're going to draw a circle. On the rectangle bar, right click and get the ellipse tool. And then this is basically white. So I'm gonna hold down my shift. Then I'm going to draw a properly scaled circle. Now I'm going to move it at the back so that it can be like this. Now because of this, I want to add a shadow. So I'm going to press on the layer style. Now to get the layer style, just double click on the side of the of the layer and you can get the layer style. Now, maybe if you want it so much, you can send the size a little bit further, but I don't want it so much, so this is okay for me. With the image backbone, as you realize, there's an orange, so we are also going to pick this orange. Then we are going to draw another circle, properly sized. And then we are going to zoom in, and then we are going to hold on our shift and expand it to the corners. And now it took me a long time before I could actually figure it out. I usually figure such designs out very quickly, but I was like, wow. Okay, I this one has completely beat me. It was so simple, yet it was I couldn't figure it out. All they did was that they created a clipping mask and then they added it to the design. The next thing that they did, they added a circle on top of it like that. So let me show you how. It doesn't really matter which color that the circle is for the image. All that matters is that it's a circle and then the image can fit properly. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pick up my image from my folder, and I'll also give you this image in the description, in the folder on the drive in the description. So here is it. And yeah, we're going to put that here. And I fill the whole page, so rescale it so that it goes back to this. So now we're going to give a clipping mask to this too as well. Then, so the lines, we come to that as well. So if you want to see what you've done, then you just turn your stuff back on and see that you get this effect. It took me a long time before I could figure it. I was like, so that's really all they did. So now that we have our line, we are going to create a very small line, very small, like this. And then we are going to zoom in because it's going to be hard when you're dropping the paint bucket in it. So to do that, please make sure that you're on the top and you press a new layer and then you use your paint bucket to get a new color and drop it. So you deselect and you come up so Control J, plug that in and pick up your line. And then the last one, you're pick it back and brackets. And then last but not least, we are going to pick the color that they used. It's a little bit faint, but if you zoom in properly, you'll be able to get it. So the font that they use for this is called Clavica. That was the old Facebook font that they were using. So if you realize that if I type Facebook, we are going to recall that it's going to look like Facebook like this. This used to be the old Facebook with a few modifications. So now it's just an F. First, it used to be a whole Facebook. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to enter stay connected. So as you can see, it's not all that bolded. So what I did was that because it's light, I went to my properties and I added a bold from um, the properties of the text. There's always that option too, because the medium was too heavy. So once again, we are going to do our edit, transform, and then like this, stay connected. And then last but not least, just going to pull these down here. Okay. All right. So now we're just going to pick the color of the Friday to as well. And then we are going to enter this Friday. So for that one, for that matter, you turn off the bold on it and go to medium. Now it may not be the same font, yes, but at least it's something similar to the font. So there are two fonts actually that if there is one font actually that looks like Kavika. It's called Exobold, but I didn't have the time to download it, so I just use any font. So I'm just going to give you the Kavika and the Exobold to try it out. Anyone to see if it'll work all right. This Friday or even this Tuesday for text like this, I like to scale it that way so that when I'm typing it may not affect anything. Now we're going to enter 3:30. Now we all know that flow prayer meetings are at 4, but because we want to make it perfect and scale it, we're going to write the 3:30. Then afterwards we can change our time to the 4 o'clock. So we're going to open our elements. Uh, I have another F line over here. I don't know where that went. Let me search in the whole folder because I do remember saving it. Yeah, that's it. So we are just going to drop it over here and close up this. And then as you can see, it's going to be huge. So scale it all the way down there. And I usually create my own Facebook Live logos. So one day, if I have the time, I will show you also how to do that, especially for the flow prayer meeting one. Then I'm going to enter the last one, first live dark keyword notes. So sorry, I think for anything I should have picked the color. So you see why it's important to pick colors. And we're gonna drag that all the way here as well. Very simple, basic, and nice. Not anything complicated. Once you're done, as usual with the design, just delete the photo and re-add your stuff. So, right, you forgot to add one thing. Forgot to add the flow variability. So we identified here, then we write flow variability. We want to make the flow white. We make it a white, and the meeting also a white. Okay, so as you can see, it's distance. So we're going to select the lineage over here. It's a small icon just above the letter separation. We have the line separation also. Once again, it doesn't have to be perfect because if you don't have all the fonts, then I mean you're just trying out. So make sure that comes in front, and then we can delete the design and activate the rest. Okay, so yeah, that's basically just that you realize that this line was at the back of the circle. So you're gonna pick this line and then we're gonna drag it at the very first circle. Then we have this. So now that we are done with the design, you can change up the info. So I'm changing up mine. And then the timing. First, so I found out that it was actually 3:30 before. So now it's 4 a.m. Yeah. So once you're done, of course, don't forget your uh, camera raw filter. Oh, right. We almost forgot to add a logo. So for my logo, as you know, it's written. So I'm going to just turn it over. So logos, FLC logo written. I'm going to duplicate it here. Then I'm going to edit, transform, and like this. So you drag it down like this. Then after that, you can, you know, nudge it a little bit this way using your arrow keys on the laptop. And then you are done. So I don't know how you do it for KFC logos. You may put it here, you may put it on top, wherever, but I decided to put it at the very bottom. So after you're done, merge it, go to your filter and choose your camera raw filter and you can mess around or play with the effects. So I think that's enough. And then the file, I'm going to save it as Flow Prayer Meeting 1. And then I'm going to save it as an image. Make sure you select and save a copy. Then you save it as a JPEG. And then you choose your quality as 80, your progressive, and OK. Once you're done saving, you can close it down. And then you can check your folder wherever you saved it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short tutorial on how to do a Flow Prayer Meeting flyer by the First Love Center. God bless you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye, y'all.